Okay, so next up, we're gonna go over one type of top performing video ad where you'll see what I mean by UGC and also native.
Moment of truth. Wow. This is amazing.
Okay, so already you're gonna see that she says moment of truth. Now, that is natural language. That is saying that she's on the user's side in terms of her skepticism about this product. She tastes it and she's like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
I've been loving this caramel flavor so much.
Taste is approved.
We call this a testimonial stack. And we specifically just ask micro influencers. We don't expect them to drive any sales. We just want them to record their authentic reaction around the product.
It's delicious, and one serving of this has 1 gram of sugar, which is insane.
It's not chalky. It's
So you see how she's using language that is, once again, natural, which is insane. So it's not commercially. It's not like, wow, this tastes delicious. Like, nobody really says, that's delicious. You know what I mean? She's saying the taste is insane because that's how people naturally talk.
it's so creamy.
The macros are amazing on it. 90 calories, 15 grams protein, 4 carbs.
So you see there that she's actually reading the nutrition, because that's how people read nutrition facts, is they look at the bag and they read from there. So it's very relatable. So it's not like she's in front of the camera, she's like, the nutrition facts are 2 grams of sugar. And, so it's not like a commercial, right?
It's equivalent to 2 shots of espresso. I usually mix mine with some almond milk. I've been mixing it with water and ice.
Less than 100 calories.
Okay, so almond milk, water, and ice, that's what they're mixing it with. Again, it's very native, it's very real life, it's very relatable.
This is delicious.
Okay, well, she said delicious, but she said it in an authentic way. She's like, this is delicious, not this is delicious, right?
Yeah, that's good. Fine.
See? That right there was like, that convinces me that she's just like, yep, I'm gonna drink that. That's good. And then the overlay text is really just to emphasize it, because most users are not consuming with the sound on by default. So you want to have that overlay text to emphasize what they're saying as they're saying it in real time.
Something that has protein that can taste this good, that also is coffee. Sign me up. Mean roast, protein coffee. Check it out.
Okay, the girl in the last frame, that's actually one of our video editors, Haley. So as you can see, we train her to just give an authentic review, even though it is scripted, but she knows that she needs to make it feel like it's authentic. So throughout that ad, by the way, we are talking about casually the benefits, the features. When it comes to health food, everybody wants to know about the taste. So that's why we really emphasize the taste first, and then we went over the features, the benefits, all of the health stuff, but the most important thing was the taste. So again, if you go back to the beginning of this,
Moment of truth. Wow.
okay. So as you can see here, we actually experimented with the opening frames and we did multiple variations of this. So we ended up with Tastes Like Starbucks is the one that ended up winning. And also the opening frame where she says,
Moment of truth.
Moment of truth, like, is it? And then the whole sip, because that actually adds onto it. We tested it without the sip, and it actually didn't perform as good as the visual reading of sip in asterisks.
Wow.
So then doing the frame close up to her reaction of her face is actually also really important, because what we did there was, it's what we call it a pattern interrupt, is what that sort of pacing is. It's very similar to YouTube videos. If you see It's not the same experience if like I'm just in front of the camera and I'm just talking to you. There has to be these like pattern interruptions that have to take place because again, attention is your most valuable currency. So what you're trying to do is you're just trying to keep them engaged, and doing these pattern disrupts, that kind of visual consumption, it makes a big difference. And that's why we emphasize on the first 3 seconds a lot. By the way, we tested each of these testimonials separately as an ad. So we had an ad where it was this girl, it was just her, and it was just her testimonial. But it performed, but it didn't perform at this level of engagement, essentially, which is what we call viral. When you have this much engagement, that many comments, and it doesn't show the shares, but I'm sure there's also a lot of shares on this. This is a viral ad. We know that this ad is actually driving a lot of purchases. So we've done it where Haley's testimonial was just like this, and it was just her testimonial. We've tested just this girl's testimonial in the very beginning. And again, it gave us those first purchases, but it didn't really make it go viral. It wasn't until we did this stack testimonial with multiple different girls showing their authentic reaction back to back. That's also telling a story simultaneously about the product sequentially, that this is the actual ad that made this account go viral and drove the results. So this is another top performing video ad where it is a demonstration, and I go back to like Home Shopping Network or infomercials, or if you look at the Scrub Daddy on Shark Tank and how Lori just jumped on that because she knew that that was going to be a multi-million-dollar product, is because of the how-to presentation. Lori understood that on QVC, if you show that product with very dramatic how-to, and the dramatic how-to is that on one side, it's like steel. And then on the other side, it's a soft sponge. She jumped on that, right? She wanted that deal so hardcore. And we have found that, again, traditional marketing principles that have existed for hundreds of years will never die. What ends up evolving is really the platform at which we're advertising on. And so how-tos are powerful creatives, and none of that changes. It's just that now people are just all day on their phone looking at Instagram, looking at Facebook, looking at stories. So we know to bring in always the how-to. So here's an example of the how-to. Okay, again, the opening line is how to make a caramel frap in 60 seconds. And then we show, because it's really important to have shots that engage the senses, right? So in this case, we're doing protein coffee, so it's all about the taste. So we're engaging the taste, and that's why we did the whipped cream. Immediately we go on to briefly go over the things that make this less than 100 calories, 15 grams of protein, tastes amazing. So then we go into the actual how-to. So it's very easy, you know, but the shots are very important. Here she shows a top-down shot, and then she shows the milk being poured in. It's very important that the shots are curated, that are close-up shots as much as possible of the product or what it is that you're doing. And it's also important that the overlay text has, as you can see here, this is bolded to emphasize specific words. Okay, so we call this a money shot, where we have the product in the background, but we're showing how creamy it is when it pours over ice. Okay, so that's a breakdown of that. This was created by one of our creative directors, who, her name is Holly, and she just knows now. She just knows what converts. I mean, the first 3 ads that she'll pump out will be a converting video ad. Cool. So I'm going to wrap up the creatives here. You know, just wanted to give you guys a little snippet and the demo. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next train.